Basic view, and what are you doing to support them or even go against them? Like you said, I'm taking over your part. So what is your view on Occupy Newark?
Spray is a food product. I've got some napalm that we're going to use as lip balm. An IED is a birth control device. So, I'm sorry, the later it gets, the worse the humor gets. Birmingham, Tiananmen Square in Poland, the uprisings in Soweto, the movement in the Middle East. If you look at what fueled those great social movements, there's this assemblywoman from Newark who was a part of this Birmingham march that really wrote the letter to Birmingham jail. It was Dorothea Cotton, a young person, and James Bell became the king and basically rescued him and said, let us organize young people. And so these are movements that change throughout the globe. And folks that are engaged in that kind of creative protest, I get very hopeful. When I was a council person and was against this implacable force that then mayor, I set up a tent in Newark, New Jersey, in one of the more dangerous projects. And I didn't call it Occupy, but I went on a hunger strike to test the violence in that area and challenge, basically dared them and the larger community to do something about the outrageous conditions that the residents were working in. So and then let me give you one more thing. I mean, I see how my community was exploited in the worst of ways during the heightened greed of the bubble in 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll be specific. Lending laws where people were giving out mortgages, they call them ninja loans, no job, and luring people in. I still tell my friends this, we almost laugh at it now. Come close, you don't have a job, but we'll give you cash on closing for this house. Because all the people who were doing those mortgage lending, they didn't even keep the loan, they flipped it, where it became these complicated derivatives and complicated instruments rather, and they were just living off of the fees that they were making. And what happened is hundreds, if not thousands of New Yorkers, often the more vulnerable in the population, got in homes that they could not afford. So I could go on with practices that were done over the last 10 years that I got to see, and the impact on middle class, working poor people in the United States of America. And so I have very strong feelings about how we need to change America, and anger, because I get to see every single day what's happening. And I have anger as a big city mayor, that I still see practices going on that are skewed against middle class and working class Americans, as I see people's real income go down, as I see unemployment rates stay stubbornly high. So in that sense, I have a large part of me that views the Occupy movement with not just sympathy, but hope that it can become something that really moves the needle. Now let me tell you where my concerns lie. With any kind of broad brushes that aren't sophisticated in their critique. And when I see people condemn folks because they have money, it was interesting to see Steve Jobs die during the Occupy movement, just when it was coming, who is a part of the fraction of 1%. And I know his wife pretty well. She's an amazing woman who's done a lot for me in Newark through her philanthropy. But this is a guy through his genius, through his hard work, built a company that's transforming the globe, empowering artists and scientists and teachers and the like. And to say that he is the problem, to me, is problematic. And so I've seen a lot of my friends who live their lives in accordance to their values, their religions, their faiths, or whatever, who are hedge fund operators and others, who to me, it makes me uncomfortable and sometimes frustrated when I see naked attacks on those folks. In fact, my Occupy people, when I went down there, I had to laugh at one of the signs I saw, which was Cory Booker's part of the 1%. And I'm like, so it's just that sloppiness that I think undermines the movement. And the powerful thing about and I went to my mom and dad to see a play from the mountaintop about King. I mean, the powerful things about King, and even Malcolm X and a lot of the leaders, Ella Baker and others, there was a powerful humility about them. They were very careful not to just hate their opponents, but to really try to find ways to love them and to be very sophisticated about what they were trying to get and what they were trying to go after. So that's just my critique. I'm very hopeful and excited about the movement. I hope it doesn't dissipate. But I'm hoping also that they become even more sophisticated at targeting the kind of real blatant problems in our country that need to be addressed. Because what I see right now is, going back to Birmingham in April 1963, when Bevel and Cotton got involved, they were able to capture the sympathies of the nation. When the country woke up and started seeing them being attacked by dogs, being attacked by fire hoses, the analog today would be lacing on pepper spray, like in ways I couldn't imagine. They caught the sympathies of the country. Within a week, this youth movement, kids 8 through 25, was joined by masses of people, and segregation in Birmingham fell within weeks of their movements and their activism. And I'm hoping that this Occupy movement, which is so in the mainstream with some of the things I hear people saying, so in the mainstream. I mean, here in the state of New Jersey, how can we say we're not going to raise taxes in New Jersey on anybody, but very quietly, I don't know how many people here know this, they cut the earned income tax credit. The earned income tax credit is one of the best anti-poverty initiatives that came out of the federal government and the state government. Of course, I actually raised the earned income tax credit. By cutting the earned income tax credit, at the same time you're saying you're not lowering taxes, you're not raising taxes, it actually raises the taxes on the working poor. So my prayer would be that this movement congeals and has a movement that can rally more people around to give it more strength to bring our country forward. Yes, sir.